Today, we're going to be assembling the 24-volt El Toro Loco by Action Wheels Toys. With the toy upside down, carefully insert the back of the truck bed into the rest of the toy. Then carefully align the screw holes. Using the 4x12 self-tapping screws, begin installing the screws to each of the corresponding holes. Next, identify the back panel of the toy. Install the corresponding left and right decorative flame panels to the back panel. Using 4 pieces of the 4x12 self-tapping screw, install into the back panel, making it tight with the other corners. Then, line it up using the clips on the bottom of the truck bed. Then carefully line up the screw posts and tighten together. Use the 4x12 self-tapping screws to tighten the remaining positions on the back of the truck bed. To install the rear support frame, use the 4x25 self-tapping screws to lock the rear support frame to the back of the body. To install the rear bumper, first remove the 4 mechanical screws on the rear bumper, then insert the rear bumper into the main frame. Reinstall the 4 mechanical screws that were once removed. Use the provided tools to tighten the 4 screws with nuts. To install the rear wheels, first remove the rear axle from the packaging and remove the flange nut from one end. Slide the axle through the gearbox until the wheel is correctly aligned to engage the drive coupling. Align the opposite rear wheel until the drive coupling is aligned. Then screw on the flange nut. Use the tools provided to tighten both the left and right flange nut simultaneously. To set up the steering, use a small object to prop up the hood of the car and to stabilize the toy. Lift the chassis to then align the S portion of the steering column to the center link. Use the 4x15 self-tapping screws to lock the steering bushing onto the car. To install the front shocks, first unscrew the locking screw on the shock absorber counterclockwise. Align the shock absorber with the U-shaped access hole. Then reinstall the bolt. Tighten the bolt using 2 Allen wrenches. To install the right front linkage, first remove the bolt out of the right axle. Align the holes with the linkage on top, then reinstall the bolt. Tighten using the tools provided. To install the front wheels, first remove the flange nut from the axle. Slide on the front wheel and then reinstall the flange nut. Then identify the slots on the rim and snap the wheel cap into place. To install the steering wheel, first remove the bolt from the side of the steering wheel. Slide the steering wheel onto the steering column and align the holes to reinstall the bolt. To install the windows, first open the door. Insert the window into the door and tighten using 3 of the 4x20 self-tapping screws. To install the windshield, first insert the windshield parts into the corresponding groove on the main frame. And tighten with 2 pieces of the 4x12 self-tapping screws. To install the horns, align the 4 clips and then snap them into place. To install the rear roll cage, first assemble the 2 pieces of the rear roll cage together. Next, align it with the holes on the truck body and snap it into place. To install the battery, first move the vehicle wire out of the way as to give clearance to the battery. Then, connect the battery cable to the vehicle cable and ensure that your connection is tight. To install the seats, first line up the slots on the back of the seat to the main body, and then align the screw holes near the front of the seat. Tighten using the tools provided. To activate the vapor, fill up the reservoir with water using the squeeze bottle provided. Then press the button farthest on the right. You will hear the corresponding sounds. You may need to do this a few times to let the mechanism warm up. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call our friendly trained staff.